3 linked trends landed today for engineers, models improving through post-training, not size. vLLM now includes a Rust frontend, and field reports show persistent multi-agent behavior. These shifts change cost, correctness, and who owns operations. Zhipu AI announced GLM 5.3 on August 14, 2026. It runs on a 744 billion parameter mixture of experts base. About 40 billion parameters are active per token. Zhipu reports 50% better coding scores versus GLM 5.2 and a reported 2.3 times RL throughput gain. These are vendor numbers, and some comparisons omit certain closed models. vLLM now vendors a 14-crate Rust workspace. Building vLLM from source at v0.272 requires Rust. On Graviton G5g with an NVIDIA T4G, you must build against the DLAMI's torch and install setup tools Rust into that interpreter. Benchmarks show median first token times of 14,305 milliseconds versus 14,311. Decode bandwidth measured at about 277 gigabytes per second and saturates at max num-seq 8. Rust helps scheduling under concurrency, but doesn't buy GPU decode bandwidth. A field report describes a continuity harness that persists an agent across sessions. Typical memory files are capped at 25,000 characters or 200 lines. The harness loads root, room, and a verbatim personal history, and requires rereading before the first turn. The author reports confident mistakes fell from about 18 to 26%, down to near zero. This enforces verification at the harness and adds latency and storage cost. Anthropic announced intent to sign the EU General-Purpose AI Code of Practice in 2025. Public documentation does not confirm Claude text watermarking is available. EU transparency obligations are expected around August 2, 2026. Enterprises should track provider docs for implementation details. 2 production reports give operational lessons. IRC-A added a sales specialist in 46 minutes and reports routing costs per query between 0.0001 and 0.0025. A validation night cost about 4 cents. Their protocol uses cryptographic delegation, so unauthorized changes are rejected. A separate operator runs a business with 176 guard rules and says 96% of enforcement is automated. 3 opportunities for teams. Post-training can boost task performance without bigger base models. Rust frontends give deterministic builds and reduce CPU overhead under concurrency. Persistence harnesses enable enforced continuity and rule enforcement across sessions. Coordinated bot patterns let specialist agents handle repeatable work. These gains require engineering and runtime budget. There are limitations to note. GLM 5.3's cyber capability is vendor reported and raises dual-use questions. Anthropic signing the EU code is a governance signal, not a product-level watermark guarantee. Persistence harnesses add latency, storage, and cost. vLLM on small GPUs requires build workarounds, and some multimodal gaps may remain. Change your pre-release checklist if you ship agents. Run 4 predictive tests: failure injection, distribution testing, load testing, and canary or shadow runs. On Kubernetes OOMKilled is usually exit code 137. Don't delete limits. Increase them after observing working set and metrics. Make mutation plans auditable and enforce guard rules in SDKs, not only docs. All reporting comes from the linked dev.to posts. Every URL is preserved in the video description. See the description for the full list and read the original posts for details. Bottom line for teams: training and orchestration hold real gains and real costs. If you build vLLM from source, add Rust to the toolchain. Treat persistence as a feature with accuracy and runtime cost. Test agents with faults and real distributions before shipping. Watch vendor docs for watermarking and safety changes.